September in Italy. The Green family were traveling through towns in the southern part of the country. It was dark. It was unfamiliar territory. So Reg, the father, was driving pretty carefully. His wife, Maggie, was next to him. And their two kids, Nicholas and Eleanor, 7 and 4, were tucked in the back seat by him. He was paying attention, trying to traverse through these narrow roads, and all of a sudden he noticed a car coming closer and closer. And the car was driving very rapidly. And as they got into view, he noticed that they were wearing masks, and he knew this can't be good. And they were trying to force him off the road, and he did everything that he could to avoid and avert. And then all of a sudden, gunshots rang out. And he used every skill he had to maneuver the vehicle, and somehow, by the grace of God, he got away. And they tucked across and parked the car, took a deep breath, assessed the situation, thinking everything was fine. Maggie was fine. Eleanor was fine. But Nicholas was not. Nicholas had been shot in the head, and he sustained a very traumatic injury. They rushed him to the hospital as quickly as they could to get medical care, but it was a small town, and there wasn't the technology and the extensive education of doctors who could care for his needs. And he was not going to survive. And so the parents thought, what can we do? How can we move on? How can we make the decisions that we need to make? And they thought about it. And they made the decision to turn off the machines and to donate his organs. In 1994, this wasn't a very common thing, and in Italy it wasn't very common. But their gift gave 7 people in Italy the opportunity for life. 5 of those people were terminally ill, 2 were blind, and their gift of what was within their son gave these people hope, renewed their faith. People saw that this story touched lives. It made a difference in Italy. In fact, the example of Nicholas increased by 3-fold the number of people who were donating their organs or signing up to donate their organs. Doctors who worked in that field said it was a miracle. They'd never seen any turnaround like that before. And the story continued and continued. Towns named schools after Nicholas, playgrounds, people named their sons after this young boy. People who heard about the story, who had faith, saw that this was God working in their lives, God working in the world. And people who didn't believe saw that there is good in humanity, that out of evil can come good. These are really powerful witnesses to how life can be transformed in someone in the form of a transplantation. As we heard about in the story of the prophet Habakkuk, there's a lot of angst going on in the world. And Habakkuk is a prophet who is speaking for the people who are tired and asking for God, will you not hear us? Will you not listen to us? We are crying out, how long? How long is this going to continue? And this is the time of the world when there was injustice and unfairness everywhere. And when I hear these stories, I'm always kind of chuckling a little bit when people say, the Bible is irrelevant for today. It's not real. It's not relevant. And I say it is. And I challenge or encourage you, read the stories in Habakkuk. There's 3 chapters. It's pretty easy. But there are 2 times where he goes to God as an intercession for the people and asks and pleads with God and is bold enough to go back again and ask, when will you hear us? When will you answer our prayers? Make us strong. In the psalm that was sung this morning, we hear encouragements of putting our trust in the Lord. The Psalms are wonderful resources to go to when we're questioning and doubting, that they give encouragement and hope to wait patiently, to wait on the Lord in the Lord's time. It's very counterintuitive for us. We want everything now. But the Psalms remind us to sit still and be present and wait. And at the end it says, if it seems to tarry, in other words, if it seems to linger too long for your expectation, wait for it. The righteous live by faith. The spark of faith that's in us in baptism never goes out. And we just need to rely on it and to live in it. As I hear these words, I'm reminded of the beginning of TED Talks. So I listen to TED podcasts as I'm driving, and it talks about believing in impossible things. And I think the story of Nicholas is that kind of story. It seemed impossible for this family to make this decision. And when we hear the gospel in Luke of the apostles coming to the Lord and saying, increase our faith, it seems a little odd. It seems strange what they're asking for. But I understand it. If we go back the last few weeks, we've heard these very challenging parables. And I'm not sure if they've been in Bible studies afterwards, as we've been over the last few weeks with Pastor Egan, going through and talking about, well, what does it mean about the lost coin or the lost sheep? What is he talking about with the shrewd manager? What about the rich man and Lazarus that we heard last week? How is this relevant to us? What does this mean? And I'm used to hear this and think, Jesus is just kind of just putting them off. But I see this and hear Jesus' response in a new light now. I hear words of encouragement. He's not saying, oh, you don't have faith. He's just letting them know, if you just have a little bit of faith, it just takes a little bit of faith in God, and big things can happen. Big changes can happen. And I think these are powerful words for us in the world that we're living in. As we struggle and wonder where is God in the world, that having a little bit of faith can be so transformative and life-changing. In the second part, which seems very different than the simple having small faith, we have a reflection of the order of the world in which Jesus is living at the time. Where slavery probably was about 40% of the population were slaves. And it was an economic position. It was almost like getting a loan. I don't have money to get, but if I become your slave, I can work and work off. And I can work through my indebtedness. So we have this position of a master and a slave. And Jesus, as in so many of the lessons that we read in Scripture, just turns everything upside down. And he reminds us that it's not about the work that you're doing and what you're expecting other people to do and the service they offer to you. It's about you being the servant and serving others. Don't do what's expected. Go beyond what's expected. If you think you're retiring and your life is going to kind of set back, you're done with working, you're just going to take it easy, well, maybe a coffee hour you can talk to my mom, because in her retirement, she's working more than she did. And she worked really hard when she worked, but she's working harder now. But she's doing God's work in the world. And she's transforming lives. And that's the power that we are given, and that's the hope that we hear in the words of Jesus, to have hope. And the hope that we have is in Christ. It's Christ's faith. It's Christ's power to overcome the cross and death and the power of the resurrection. If we have hope in that, how empowered can we be to servants in the world, to do the work of the gospel, to help our neighbors, to see places in the world where there is injustice and inequality, a disbalance of education and fairness. God levels everything. And as followers, we are called to go out and constantly balance those scales, to make things even, because we, at this communion table, are all equal. And we all share in this wonderful, amazing power. We have to believe in impossible things is great for a TED Talk, but we believe in a God that can do amazingly phenomenal, powerful things. It is that hope, that faith in us, that empowers us, that gives us strength to go on in times like Nicholas's family, when you can't make and don't know what decisions to make. But the power of Christ that's in us gives us hope to trust, to go on, to be more, to do more, because Christ did all.